Okay, I am back. There are a few learning curves. I should have probably. Let me get my mic. Noah? Noah? There are a few learning curves with this whole entire thing. So I'm trying to be fancy. And instead of just using like an iPad, which I technically don't officially have my own iPad. So instead of using my iPad, I decided to go live with my camera. I really like to use the iPad, but I don't feel like using the kids' iPad. I feel like I have to figure it out because their iPads are not going to always be available to me. So I'm going to try to go live with the camera. There's a few little glitches with it because if I come out of the app, it acts as though it's like it's not connected anymore, the camera to the phone. And then I kind of figured out what the problem was. I probably should have went back in and reconnected and kept the live going because the live was still streaming. Anyways, content creator problems. You guys probably don't want to hear, but if you do want to hear, if you're another content creator, you have to stay connected, obviously, your camera to your phone, which the phone is the way how I technically am able to go live, not through the device. Well, through the device via the phone. So then if it acts like it's not connected anymore, you need to get it reconnected. And the way how I was able to do that, to reconnect the live was, okay, I'm back on. The way how I was able to reconnect the live was to come out, go back into the app, and then it lets me connect. And then it told me that I had a live stream going if I want to continue the live stream, and I would have been in good business. So just an FYI, I did not continue because I was like frazzled. I was like, I got to figure this out. And of course, Nick was very encouraging because he's like, well, you know, he's like, at least you're trying to figure it out, because I could just give up and say, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not doing this anymore. So just thank you for your grace. Thank you for your grace. I appreciate it. So where were we? So we have this. This is almost dried. So because I'm going to be working with multiple colors here and stippling, let me show you what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do this on the next live. I'm going to be using my pink, and I'm going to be using a variety of different colors here. I'm going to use a little bit of brown. I don't know if I'll add black to this one. And I might have to put in another few colors to make this work. So I'm going to give this like an RHE type of look. So far the hiccups were, I painted this and I was going to go in with, and I don't think that was the way for me to actually do it. I was actually going to go in with the Bullseye 123 primer. So I'm just giving a recap for anybody that is new. Please don't forget to like the live. So I was going to go in with the Bullseye 123 primer on this right here, this the lampshade. But then I remembered that I bought this, the multi-surface folk art from Walmart. Because it's multi-surface, it's supposed to go on fabric. And then I decided, look, if this doesn't work for whatever reason, this is not a fail, because we can do so many things with this. One, and I'm so sorry that Joann's is not like a thing anymore, but we can actually refabric the lampshade. So nothing is ever really trash, right? You can actually put fabric back on the lampshade, and all that would be was we would get some something, I can't remember. What is it called again? The, you know, the paste that you normally use to put around the lampshade to like adhere. Oh my gosh, what is it called? Mod Podge. So you could go around it with the Mod Podge and the material and put it back around if this does not end up looking good, okay? And then we can just go ahead and put new trim on it. So I'm not too concerned about this lampshade. The lampshade does what it does, and we'll figure it out. That's the least of my worry. The bigger thing is that we get this done right. And this, I was sanding. So if you didn't see the first part, you can go ahead and see the first part, because honestly, the first part was like the epic fail part of the video. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is falling to pieces. I'm like, of course I'm doing a live, and of course it's not gonna look seamless. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm in no way an expert in any area when it comes to decor or DIYs. So everything I do is literally like, I'm just doing it on a whim. Either I saw it somewhere, I didn't necessarily see what I'm gonna do somewhere. What I did was I kind of had a vision, because you guys know I'm pinking out the whole entire house. And the reason why I'm pinking out the whole entire house is because I literally had a vision coming out of a dream. Literally coming out of a dream, I had a vision that this place like had beautiful vessels everywhere and like pink. It was actually pink pampas, but like it was just so beautiful. It was like pink pampas and florals of pampas. And so I was like, you know what? There's probably a deeper meaning to that, but I was like, you know what? I am going to recreate this in some sort of way. And I still have quite a bit to go. I'm not done yet. And some parts of it, honestly, I don't like. So I might actually redo, because I'm not looking at it like, this is really good. Like, I still love it. You know how that goes. When you're decorating, you like some and you don't like some. You do it, you do the look. And I'm a person, I will like it for a time, and sometimes I don't like it for a time. Anyways, let me know if you guys are actually seeing me, hearing me. Let me know in the chat if you're seeing me and hearing me. So we scuffed this up with, I'll tell you, a 400 3M sandpaper. I was using the sponge sandpaper at the beginning. That was Nick's recommendation. So we scuffed it up with a sandpaper, and then I was on the way to scuffing this part up. So there is a rod. Let me show you. So this is the culprit. Because this lamp is very, very old, I don't know if they still have lamps like this. Like, I'm just gonna make the assumption that this lamp was very old, because it's not constructed the way I think lamps are normally constructed. Maybe they are. I feel like you should be able to take the shade off. Let me see if this is dry so I can show you what the inside of the shade looks like. Do you guys see the inside of the shade? Yeah. So it wasn't like, okay, so you just screw off the shade and you can buy another one. I'm getting myself messy again. And just an FYI, this week you guys are going to get a video of the game room / movie room makeover that we did. So just keep an eye out for that. So this is what happened here. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's breaking. It is falling apart. What am I going to do? Ah! And I'm on a live. But I was like, calm down. You can figure this out. And of course, I did, by the grace of God. I figured it out. And I asked for a little bit of prayer. I don't know if anybody prayed, but I prayed for myself. When all else fails, pray for yourself. So, this is no longer going to be a thing anymore. And it wasn't going to be anyways. I was going to get rid of the cord. So the cord didn't really matter to me. We have ulterior plans for that. So the next thing is, and I'm thinking to myself, now that I'm looking at this, I'm like, man, I could just probably spray this, right? I could probably just spray paint this piece white so we get a more cohesive look. I think I'll do that. Let me take the stickers off and I'll rub it down with some alcohol to kind of get the sticky stuff off. I know there's all sorts of like electrical things. This is no longer electric, so it doesn't matter anymore. So hopefully I'm not violating any rules and regulations per whatever electrical managing councils or corporations or agencies that there are. Okay, this one doesn't look like it really wants to come off. We'll get you off later, I guess. So I was saying to myself, man, if this was a video, you guys would have heard about the mess, but not necessarily have seen the mess. I'm just pulling this sticker off. Because that is the beauty of editing. But when it's live, you guys get to see everything. Like all of the hiccups and everything. So, we'll get this off later. This is not a priority task. Maybe we won't get it off later. Maybe it's coming off now. As soon as I decide to give up, my gosh, I am being shown not to do that. I have no nails because I cut them down super short. Because I did have nails for a while. And you know how your nails get weak underneath? And I was just like, we're cutting you down. So I don't have any nails to pull and tug and do anything. Usually I'm the one with the nails. Mine or not mine, I'm usually the one with the nails. Okay, so we're gonna, it's just a little scuffy with the sticky stuff. So there's this thing called Goo Gone. You can actually go in and use Goo Gone on that. So that's what we're going to do. Now let me see real quick. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so we were doing this, and I suggested just kind of going around the corners because there's like the sponge, the remnants of the sponge are still under here. So we'll get that later. And I probably should put another sponge under here or a piece of felt or something just to kind of protect the surfaces of whatever I place this on. So I'm just gonna go in and we're going to wrap this around and stuff this up as well. Now I'm wondering if I could do the rub and buff part of this. We'll see. We're not very busy tonight, so. I was planning to put some rub and buff on this, but in order for rub and buff to adhere, you do have to like really scuff this up. Okay, so I'm scuffing this all up. And with this, I'm gonna make sure like I really get it. Because if I don't get it, it's not gonna adhere, of course, and we don't want that. Now the only thing I'm looking at is, should I be painting this and then rub and buff? Or should I just rub and buff? I'm not sure about that part. But you know, this is like we're in the mode of information, so I could probably just look it up to see what I can do with it. I think that's what I'll do with it. I'm just looking at the chat. Make sure I don't miss anything. Oh my gosh, it's so late already. I think I got this really good. So, I don't know. Let me see. I'm going to figure out what the best course of action is with this. I'm only concerned my only concern is I don't want to like put like scratches in this. I want it to be like the metal. Naturally, because I don't want it to show. I'm just going to check to see if, let me check to see what it says. If I have a metal piece, if I can use rub and buff. Let us see, let's check. So if I have a metal piece, can I use I want to know if I can use a metal piece that has been buffed with 400 sandpaper. Yeah. Okay, I just want to know, like, do I need to use paint? Or can I just put rub and buff right over it? Or we can just do the experiment and see what happens. If anybody knows the answer, please let me know. Or, I'm sorry, doing this like free-handed. I'm taking forever. One hand. Hmm. What do you guys think? You think I should paint this? Or do you think I should just like rub and buff over the metal? The safest option is probably I'm thinking my safest option to I think I'm just gonna leave it alone. Ooh, messing with my computer. Why is this thing saying it's not connected? Why are you not connected? Why is this thing not connected? Does it say I'm not connected again? What? Something wrong? What's wrong? Something happened? What happened again? What did I do? No data. Okay. I'm gonna assume this thing does not know what it's talking about because I still look like I'm like I'm a real stream rookie. Like I have no clue. I have no clue. I'm just gonna assume this thing does not know what it's talking about. As long as it doesn't know, I'm good. Sorry, I'm just checking this real quick. I need like streaming 101 over here. Anybody want to help me? Because I'm struggling. Nick, the stream is still going, right? Who's that? Adam?
quick?
Yeah, that was quick. You guys did a good job. Oh, there. Damn, you're back. Thank God I have a computer. Because I was able to, like, if I was on the computer stream, this is the problem. If you're on the computer streaming, like, just in case you can't see the chat, it's a disaster. Because you can't, like, really mess with your computer too much. Because if you do, you can lose the stream. So this is the reason why I went to the camera. Okay, so, like I was saying, we're going to try to, and I better do the ends really good. We're going to try to leave it so that it was telling me that I had no connection. So I got really confused. We're going to try to scuff up the ends of this thing. And then we're going to go in, and if we don't like the way how the rub and buff looks, because rub and buff has to adhere, and I don't think it adheres very easily. I just have this feeling that I'm going to have to paint this. I have this gut feeling. But I don't want to paint it unless I'm sure. And I think if I'm going to paint, it's going to have to be spray paint. Should I be doing the hardware? Probably not. Should I do the hardware? So this goes here. It doesn't need to be done. These pieces will look premium. Will look better if it's sprayed, you think? So this goes like in here. I'm trying to look at it from that vantage point. Why not? Let's stuff it up. These little pieces are so like hard to work with. And when you're rubbing metal, it's going to make your hands, that metal, like, what is it called? Like, what is the stuff called? When you're rubbing metal, like this, and it makes your hands like that color. Like, what is that residue called?
Well, I'm not sure, babe.
And when I looked at the instructions, it did say to lightly buff. I don't think I'm lightly buffing. But I want to make sure that this stuff sticks on it. What do you think that, yeah. What do you think the outline, the outcome of this is going to be? You think I can make it look good? Tell the truth, not because I'm your wife. Do you think I'm going to make it look right? Because if it doesn't look right, we're going to do it until we make it look right.
It was going to go in the trash anyway, so if you make it look...
Yeah, it was going to go
in the trash anyway. So
yeah.
anything is better than anything, right?
Oops. That's what Nick is saying. Nick is saying it was going to go in the trash, so anything is better. Better than the trash. You guys don't forget to like the live. What's going on in the news today? Anything amazing going on in the news today? Mr. News Podcaster.
I'll hear about it at work tomorrow.
You'll hear. Nick is going to hear about the news at work tomorrow. If we didn't hear it, he'll hear it at work tomorrow. I don't know, like, I don't watch the news anymore. Honestly, my news is social media. That sounds so bad. Your news is social media. Is that it? I hear everything on social media before I hear about it on the news. The news is probably worse than social media at this point. So Nick, I think I started it. Okay, so the one that I restarted, I messed up.
What, a live?
The stream. One day this is not going to be a topic for discussion. We're just going to stream like we're pros. Right, Nick? If I do this every day, I'm going to get it.
You will get it.
This is how you have to look at life sometimes. You just got to keep on doing it.
Keep on trucking away.
Until you figure it out. And I'm going to keep on going live until I figure it out. Like I said, Tuesday's probably the one day I'm definitely not going to go live, but I'm going to go live until we finish this thing. I think I should turn this over. It looks like it's dry, and I'm going to do like most of the bottom half of it. Nick, what can we put on the bottom of this? Do you know something that's easy? Do you have like some material that's easy to put on the bottom?
On the bottom of that?
Mm-hmm.
I have to get some.
Give them some ASMR. He's popping cans. Not bottles, cans. Okay. Sarah was asking for her oranges. I put them in the other refrigerator.
I gave her one.
Huh?
I gave her one.
You gave her one. Because they gave them oranges after soccer yesterday. And I know,
did they?
yeah, they gave them oranges, but they peeled it, and I wasn't comfortable with that.
Who peeled it? The people?
Yeah, they gave the oranges, but they peeled it, and I was like, ew.
Yeah, but they still had the thing in there, right?
It was peeled, like.
Pegged out?
Yeah. I don't know, you probably.
They're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable.
After COVID? Did you give it to her?
No. I told you I didn't feel comfortable giving it to her. I felt bad, but like, okay, you give a fruit, that's fine. I'm gonna go home and wash it. Even if it was washed. I don't give fruits to kids because fruits are good for them. But I feel like parents can be like me or worse. And they're like, I don't want my child to have it. I don't know, is there anybody out there that's like that doesn't like funny with the fruit thing? I mean, I like to handle the cleansing of my fruit myself. And just because it was peeled doesn't mean that I'm going to let her have it. Like, I feel bad, but it is what it is. Tis what it is. Everybody's different. Not everybody can be the same. You know, I love the way the bottom...
That's how those little kids get sick, though.
That is
passing on the sickness.
Because somebody's hands are touching the, like, you peel the orange. Okay, so maybe because I have a nursing brain still in there, but you peel the orange, but you kind of ruin the integrity of the fruit, right? Because if the fruit gets squished and any juice comes out, it contaminates it with your hands, right? And we're out there playing soccer, so nobody's hands are clean. I don't care how much hand sanitizer you use. Hand sanitizer and then consumption of food is for the person that got their hand sanitized and is consuming the food. It's not for like a pass around deal, or maybe for like parents to kids, but like I don't think it's for like passing around personally. But maybe I'm just, as Caribbeans would say, nothing extra. I don't know. Am I nothing extra, Nick? Is that what it is? Huh? Nick? Am I? Oh, we're painting with the wrong thing. Am I extra? That's right? Especially after COVID. I'm not going to be paranoid, but that's just something that I just naturally am not going to do. So, yeah, she's gotten oranges before, but never peeled. I get it. They were trying to think like, oh, the kids can't peel and they want their oranges. I get it. And that's very thoughtful. But for me, I was like, and I love that my kids always ask me before they consume anything. They always say, like, Mommy, can I have this? So she asked. She knew to ask. Which is good, right? Some of my kids probably wouldn't ask. Ooh. Nick, you trying to break my stuff? Some of them probably wouldn't. They're not all trained that way. Well, they're trained that way, but they don't, Just because you train them doesn't mean they do what you tell them they should do. I love the way how the bottom of this looks. It's a wood. It's like a wood grain. Let me see if I can show you guys. It's safe to show you guys, I think. You see that? I just like the way how it looks. Probably naturally, it looks really good. It has that kind of organic texture and feel. Yeah, these were about to be trashed. Actually, I wouldn't trash it. I probably would have brought it to Goodwill. As I do many other things. Because I always feel like there's a DIYer that can make something into something better than how I'm just having it. I have an IKEA bookcase that I want to put together. I was contemplating trying it myself. Does anybody out there think I should? I don't, like, I once upon a time would have put the bookcase together, but ever since I had a child that was old enough to kind of put things together, which was my first child, I kind of stopped putting things together because I would be like, okay, Cher, just put this together for mommy. And she would put it together with my help, of course, if she needed it. But like once they get to a certain age and they can kind of do that, then that's what I let them do. So I have not put any furniture together in a while. Have I put anything together in a while, Adam? And now I have boys, so I'm like, you guys need to know how to put things together. So you're going to put things together. That would be the 17 and the 20-year-old. 17-year-old is more savvy with that. Well, both of them can put things together. But I just think that that's a necessary, that is something that they probably should be able to do. So they don't have to like always give their money to somebody else to do everything for them. Well, you're not giving it, you're paying for the task. And, you know, there has to be a job for everyone. But that should be something like when Nick used to deploy, he wasn't around or something, then I have reason to pay somebody to do something for me. I don't think I ever did. Well, no, I paid somebody to get rid of a snake one time. And yes, I paid them a lot of money. It was like $400. Well, how much was it? Like $300 or $400 to get rid of a snake. It's expensive to get rid of snakes. Like if you have a snake in your yard and it's not going and you need to get rid of it. In this case, the snake was actually dead, but I still had to pay the $400. My daughter had a poisonous snake. Do you remember what the snake was, Nick? Adam? They were at our house when it happened. It was poisonous, right? It was a bad one. Yeah. Right at the front door. And they paid somebody. It was about $200 or $300. Was it $2? Mm-hmm. They paid $2. So it was a lot of money. Yeah, I got the expensive person to take care of my snake, but she only paid $2. I paid $3. I'm pretty sure it was like $3 or $4 because I was outraged. But I was like, at this point, I will pay anything. Just get rid of the snake. It was the first time I actually, like, I heard that there were snakes. It's like the first few years we were here in Florida. I heard there were snakes, but I had never seen snakes. And that day, I saw a snake, and I was mortified. I was petrified. I was like, like, almost like to the point of I wanted to hyperventilate. And I just kept seeing the flashback because it's like one of those things. I think what happened, my son, one of my oldest son went out to throw out the trash, and then he turned the corner and he went to go, like, he turned the corner, or he opened the garage or something, and the snake was there. And then he ran back in and told me there was a snake. And so I go out and I look, and this thing was huge and it was long.
Disgusting.
It was, when I say fat, like, it was fat, right?
The 1 or so?
Yeah. It was like fat.
Yeah.
And it was long. It was like an older snake. I don't know what happened to the snake, but the snake was actually dead. And so I kept looking to see if the snake was still there. Like, so I'd go out the front door and look across to see if it was there, and the snake was still there. Yeah, so the snake is there, and Nick is deployed at the time. I think he was on a ship. And I call him and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a snake. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm flipping out. What do I do? What do I do? I'm like, who do I call? Where do I go? He's telling me to go over to the neighbors, but I'm like, the snake is there. I can't go over to the neighbors. There was another neighbor, but there was a reason why I didn't go to the other neighbor. I can't remember the reason, but I felt like I only had one option. For whatever reason, I felt like I only had one option. So I can't remember the reason why I didn't go on the other side. Was there a reason why I didn't go to the other neighbor? Or they were older, maybe, right? They might have been an older couple, so like I didn't want to bother them or something. It was something like that. So I couldn't get him at first because when they're on the ship, they're not like very easy to locate or to get the contact. I think I sent it through a message, and I think he was able to call me back. So then he's like, well, see if you could call somebody or whatever. Anyways, at this point, I'm on Google. I'm like looking up all these things, like how do I get rid of a snake? Like, do they have like companies? Like, and I'm looking like wildlife removal and all this stuff. But I thought there was like, okay, I'm in Florida. There's probably somebody that's gonna come along and get rid of the snake for me. Really? I don't think so. That's not how this thing works. They will come along and assess and get rid of the snake for you. However, the problem lies in the fact that clearly we're chit-chatting and doing this at the same time. So the problem lies in the fact that the snake needs to be paid for. So he's like, once I attempt to get the snake, once I start getting the snake and I retrieve the snake, there's a cost, there's a fee. He actually was trying to tell me the snake is going to go away. Don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. It's like one of those snakes. It's good. It's not bad. It's going to get whatever, things are running around. What do those snakes eat? I don't know.
Frogs or something. Lizards.
I don't know. Frogs, a lizard. I don't know. So I'm like, I don't care what it's going to get. Just get rid of it. Anyways, he got the snake. I had to pay him his money, and I was somewhat happy after that, because after that I was so paranoid. There was another instance of a snake. I think Nick was home at this time, and Adam walked out into the backyard. But like as he went to put his foot down, because at the time we had sliding doors, so as he went to put his foot down, did you step on a part of the snake?
I almost did.
Or he almost, you were barefoot, right? Yeah. And he was barefoot, and I was like, I always used to tell them, like, do not go outside barefoot. Like, put some slippers on. Like, put your shoes down out there and then step into them. Like, they don't listen. But after that, you never went barefoot again. He always looked. And after that, he had a little phobia of snakes, so he's, like, super paranoid. He would go outside and get snakes and all this stuff. Or see them. And after that, he literally... I don't want to call him the snake whisperer, no. But after that, literally, Adam was like, always seeing the snakes, always seeing them. Like from even now, like he looks out the window and sees them from a distance. I'm like, why? And when he goes outside, he always sees them. So the man was like, it's no big deal. There's like more snakes than humans here. You're in Florida. And I'm looking at him like, more snakes than humans. I'm like, but I don't want to see them. He's like, oh, you probably walk by them every single day. And I'm looking at him, mouth open, like, what?
You do walk by him.
So I try to erase what he said to me and try to act like that doesn't exist. But I see like in the neighborhood pages, I see instances of where there was a snake. People telling people to like guard their dogs, be careful. They saw rattlesnake. They've seen rattlesnakes, right? Rattlesnakes. What's the worst kind of snake they've seen? You think?
Poisonous ones or
Yeah,
size wise?
poisonous. There's like water moccasins that are not good.
The snakes you don't want to see is pythons, because those things.
Yeah, but they don't have pythons here.
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible. You're the snake master, so
There's
you
a
should
bunch
know.
of pythons in Florida. More south.
Yeah, they're more south, right? The pythons.
Bunch of them. It's a problem. They're overeating.
Yeah. So they have like a lot of pythons that way. I've never heard of anybody saying anything about a python. I've heard like rattlesnake, water moccasins, especially near the.
Snakes.
And what other?
Cottonmouth snakes.
The cottonmouths. I hear about that a lot. The cottonmouth snakes.
Yeah,
So, other than that, you don't hear about
snakes.
the garden. What?
The black racer snakes.
The black racer snakes are supposed to be good. So we tried. You know what? The reason why. No, but they put down something around Sharik's house too. So when they take the snake, they also provide the service where they can put the snake guard around your house. That thing stinks. It stinks so bad. And I remember smelling it. Like one pregnancy, I was like smelling this thing all the time in the garage. And it took me years to figure out what that smell was. And I kept smelling it. And I'd be like, do you guys smell that? I think I was pregnant with Jonah at the time. I was so irritated by the smell. And I would tell them, remember I was complaining about the smell all the time? And I probably was smelling the snake guard that Nick bought and put in the garage and never probably used it. Because after, like, there was an incident we had here, and I told Nick, you need to like, put the stuff all over, like all around the yard, because I don't want any snakes in the pool. And I don't want to, like, although the snakes, like, our pool is, it's screened in.
Got back there, though.
Huh?
There was a snake that got back there, though, somehow. Went under the gate. It was in the back.
In the pool?
No, not in the pool, by the rocks, you forgot.
Oh, the rocks. So the reason why we put the rocks, like, behind the pool, like in the back, outside of the screened area, is because apparently snakes don't like it, but they somehow still, we don't see a whole lot of snakes back there, but snakes will go back there. So snakes will not really go on the turf, just FYI, in case you guys have snakes around. They won't really go on the turf, and nothing really goes on the turf, because especially once the sun comes out and it starts to warm up a little bit, the turf gets really hot. So nothing really goes on the turf. And then you have the rocks. So snakes don't really care for the rock. So they kind of stay off the rock. I'm assuming because of the way how it feels, and it also probably gets kind of hot. So the snakes don't really mess around our back part anymore. They are in the front. And we have a neighbor that has a lot of foliage in the front of her house. So a lot of them tend to be on her side. We're kind of like, we don't like, there's a bush. Yeah, there's a bush that I want. It was better. So we have like a little pathway of like mini golf on the one side. And on the other side, we moved the trash cans from one side to the other side, because we were like, if we're doing something outside and it's really, really hot, because no matter what you do in the summertime, we line the trash cans with liners, which I think is absolutely genius. If you guys haven't done that, line your trash cans with liners. And then on trash day, it costs a little bit of money, but it saves you some time. On trash day, you tie up the bags, the liners. So all the trash bags have gone in here now, and then you're tying it up so that nothing falls out and you don't make a mess, but it keeps everything clean and together. You don't lose bags. You know how some bags like fall out and you have splatters and mess? It's gross. And then you have to like spray out the trash can constantly. And then in the summertime, you get maggots or flies, or like, we don't really get flies. On this end, we don't see black flies, but you still can get like fruit flies And if it's really bad, I'm sure that there will be black flies. We don't really see a lot of black flies. I think like the bug situation here has a lot to do with which part of the city that you're in, because we get certain types of bugs but not others. So, or we have more of certain types and not others, like more problematic issues with some. I'm just seeing something right here that I need to get. So, I probably shouldn't have done that. I have 10% battery. Can I have that cord there? Can I have a cord? Can I have like a simpler cord to go into here? Oh, here. We'll use this. Can we use this? Will it reach?
What? From here?
Yeah, from into there. I think this side. So with the whole snake thing, I hope to God that I don't see snakes this year. I rebuke them from my property. I don't want to see them. I'm sorry. I know that they are a creation at the end of the day of God. They're part of the ecosystem, but I don't want to see them.
I found a method to not see.
Huh?
I haven't seen them since I started doing this. 4 o'clock, 7.
Yeah.
It's appeared to work.
So I look. What do you do?
I say prayer.
Adam says he prays before he goes outside, so he doesn't see it. The other thing is, somebody told me, like in Florida, because I told you, like there was the one literally in front of my daughter's door, and then we had one like right at the door. So I don't know what's with the doors.
Shade.
So she said to shake. My friend Claudine told us to shake the door like a little, like kind of open it and like jiggle it, and then look before you walk out, because a snake can literally like be coming up. Because when they saw one at their door, her husband opened the door and then the snake's head was literally up and it could have charged. So the way to combat that is, not that you guys have snakes. If you're up north or somewhere else, you probably have little garden snakes that don't even matter. But if you're down this way, you have snakes. There's going to be snakes. I don't know if there's a difference. I feel like some of this is not really done. I don't know if there's a difference between, I don't know if there's a difference between like, the snakes on the west side of Florida, like all the way west in Florida and here. But all I know is it's Florida, so I know there has to be some form of snake. So, like Orlando's gonna have snakes, right?
Everywhere in Florida does. It's a tropical area. Warm, wet.
Like, kind of, I guess towards, well, we're more north. So yeah, like more westerly. I don't know. I would assume everywhere in Florida has that problem. And Nick keeps saying he wants to go Key West, so I don't know. Adam said that that's where all the pythons are. Hmm?
Serious is where they all
The pythons. So hopefully, okay. Let me give you a little story time. We have somebody that we actually know had a snake. No, not a snake. The alligator in their pool. The community pool has had an alligator just waddle on in. It's one of those like walk-in pools. The alligator just waddled on in to the pool. And this pool is like not like a little pond. It's a big pool, like around the corner type pool. So can you imagine? You just like, you're in the community and you're like, I'm gonna go and sunbathe and get into the pool and have a really nice day. And you're the first one there, nobody's there, and you're like, yes. And you walk in, and there's an alligator awaiting you. It was a baby alligator, mind you, but who cares? An alligator was awaiting. I don't know if a person was actually there, but like somebody had to be there. How did they know there was an alligator? So it's so important. Like if you have a pool, let me tell you, I walk around the pool and I look for snakes and alligators. I don't care how much screen I have. Yeah, because they can like literally crawl. Like if you have like a little break, and I'm so paranoid about that. If you have a little break or a little opening under the screen, because these screens pull up, Nick has to go in and use that tool and seal them all the time. I don't know how it happens, but it happens. I don't know if it's wind or what it is. So if you have like a little opening in your screen, these things are gonna like waddle in to your pool. The other thing is, so we know somebody personally with a pool. They hadn't been in the pool for a while, and then their son started to see that there was something in the water, and lo and behold, it was an alligator. Probably the same alligator or the same alligator family that came from because they're around that side of the neighborhood. They came into the community pool, came into their pool. Isn't that crazy? So I was like, whoa, but they don't have a screen, over. Listen, this whole pool thing, I was like, I had a lot of stipulations. I was like, we need to have a cover, an automatic cover, because I was like, I don't know about this water just being open with my kids. And then we needed to have a screen because I was personally paranoid that I would wake up one day, go to the pool, and see like an animal belly up in my pool. I was so scared of that because I don't think I would go back in that. I don't want to see anything dead in my pool like that. Like a little fly or something, or a little bug, whatever. But I don't want to see like a living, breathing thing in my pool in that condition. I don't want to see that. So those were my stipulations for the pool. But they had a whole living alligator. The alligator was sunbathing. The alligator would go down, would come back up and sunbathe. Like, it was his place. I don't know. Like it was his new home. And it was like the lapse of luxury. Like the water is super clean. It's super warm. It's super nice. What more do I need? That's what the alligator was saying. The alligator was there for a few days, and then they have to get somebody to rescue the alligator. So yeah, those are my story times about the pools in Florida, the alligators, the snakes, the crocodiles, whatever you want to call it. It's always something. I have to say, the Florida takes the cake for the most bugs I have never seen a day in my life. I have seen here. I think up until last year, I have seen a bug that I have never seen before. I did not know what it was, and I had to go look it up, and I don't remember what it was, but it was something weird, very weird. And I was like, this place is not real. There's no way. I don't even think the Caribbean has as many bugs as this place does. It's a very interesting place to live. Would I give it up? No, because I like the warm weather, so I guess I got to deal with it. I have to deal with it because I just love warm weather. Okay, so we have all the little pieces. I did do these. I'm not going to do these. And I'm going to put them in. I'm going to go soak my brushes and whatnot. And whatever, I'm going to put these pieces in the plate. I'll just put these in with it because I don't want to lose anything. And then we're going to come back probably tomorrow. How long have I been on? I kind of have a goal for myself that I would like to go live as much as I can, at least a certain amount of hours for the week, to get to our goal, because we must get there, and we're getting there together. So you guys hopefully will help me to get there. And please like the live if you have not liked the live. Kindly like the live. Thank you. And I appreciate you guys so much for coming here. Let me go ahead and clean up and keep running my mouth. Nobody wants to talk to me. I'm so sad. I know in every creator's life there is a point in which you just don't get much interaction, and that's where I am. And it's okay because I'm going to enjoy the process. Nick always says, you know what's the matter with people in life? And I so agree. Like, for instance, when you buy your very first home, like sometimes you kind of go through it, but you don't really get to enjoy the process. So by the time you get there, you're thankful, but you're just like, oh my gosh. And I've realized even in good and bad, you should I know in bad, it's like you don't want to even think about the process. I get that. But in everything that you do, it turns you into who you ultimately become at the end of the day. And we are always evolving. So even if you're like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, until you close your eyes and take your last breath, you are literally always evolving. So in every evolution, there is some type of process to get you there, right? I don't think anybody gets stuck. I don't care what anybody says. There's always something that shifts something inside of you. So I really think it is important to value or take in the process. I remember when Nick was like, we're not doing this again. And I was like, we're not doing this again. This was so stressful. And then when we did it again, it was like, oh my gosh. Like, remember when we said we're not doing it again? But the second time around, honestly, it was less stressful. And we really appreciated the process, okay? We appreciated the process. We appreciated everything a lot more. And I don't know. And then honestly, it made me appreciate where I was a little bit more. So in everything that you do, whether good or bad, if something bad happens out of what you're doing, there's a lesson to be learned and there's a shift to be made, right? So even though I've been sitting here on YouTube for like 5 years and I'm not where I want to be, it's not about the subscribers, it's not even about the views. Really, at this point, because like I'm now staying home, I would have hoped to make a little bit of money. A little bit, because I know like YouTube doesn't pay a ton of money, but a little bit, just for my grandiose effort. However, and I don't even know why I'm talking about this. Maybe like, I don't know. I'm just like sharing with you guys how I feel about this. Number one is so important. You have to enjoy what you're doing and where you're at, no matter what. So even when I was in like the smallest spaces, we were in smaller apartments, we were just starting out, brand new, I enjoyed those spaces. And I know my dad always said to me one thing, he was like, one thing with you, like you always like made the best of your spaces. So I would always like decorate, even if it was like a small 4x4 space. I would always like decorate and kind of put it together and kind of make it into something, right? So I've always been like that. Even when I was a little girl, I was decorating stuff. So you just have to make the best of what you have, even if it's little. It won't, listen, nothing stays the same forever unless you want it to. Did you hear what I said? Nothing stays the same forever unless you want it to. And the only way to shift is to actually move and do something. And I have to constantly speak this into my mind, speak it into my head, even though I know this and I move in this sometimes, I still have to continuously speak to myself. Because even this live today, like honestly, I wasn't feeling the best. And as 5 o'clock came down, I was like, I just don't feel good. I feel that thing coming on. And I had to be like, you know what, press. Because I already started to set everything up and I needed to press. So I won't get to accomplish my goals if I don't press. I won't get there, right? And same for everybody out there, like all of you guys. You won't accomplish your goals if you do not press and make movement towards your goals. And this is something you have to speak it into existence. It's like when I was experiencing like a shift in faith even, and having a hard time, I had to keep telling myself and self speaking to myself, God loves me, God loves me, God loves me. Because it wasn't really important that man loves me, to be honest. It was most important that God loves me because he placed me here with purpose. So I had to self talk. So it kind of became like, I don't want to say it was repetitive. It did not become redundant. It was repetitive and useful at that particular time in my life. I needed to speak that into myself because when you repeat like positivity to yourself, it ends up feeding into your spirit. So literally I had to keep speaking that. And God only knows I've been through some trials and tribulations. I don't even know how I'm here today. Like, literally, I don't know how I'm here today. Like, literally. Not because I would remove myself necessarily, but because, like, I just don't know. Like, clearly, there was a plan for me because, according to scientific research and facts, the way how it is, it shouldn't be. But thank God it is because there's purpose for me. So I'm going to keep checking and I'm going to keep coming live because one thing I have recognized is, okay, you keep putting out videos, putting out videos, putting out videos. Videos are a whole lot of work. And I decided to kind of like not mix too much content on this channel. We were doing the sit downs and then I had somebody tell me, another YouTuber said to me, you know what, maybe you need to remove this. And I'm thankful to her for telling me. She was like, maybe you need to remove it. At first I was like, no, I'm not going to remove it. But then I was like, you know what, sometimes you just have to humble and listen to somebody that might know a little bit more than you. So I'm like, okay, let's not do the sit downs on the channel anymore. And we really wanted to do the sit downs, but maybe there's like, we have to create another platform and grow that organically for the sit downs. Sit downs did good in the way of shorts, but it wasn't working the way how we were doing it. So I was like, maybe we shouldn't do it anymore like that. So we decided not to do the sit downs on this channel. So we're keeping it home decor, kind of lifestyle-y, and like home decor, decorating, kind of doing a little bit of DIYs, decorating, shopping at cost, like a value with value. Shopping at making everything budget friendly, getting the best for the least amount, making everything look as decorated as possible. I'm not an interior decorator, so sometimes I might not hit it head on, but there's going to be things that are really nice and there's going to be things that are probably not so nice. And I'm going to realize it after that, what was I thinking? And then there's going to be things that I hit it like right on. So that is what we're going to be doing here. And we are going to be doing everything very faithfully. So I will incorporate some of that into the channel. As you guys know, I always put a scripture at the beginning of the videos. And the reason why I put scripture at the beginning of the videos, sometimes it's like what most of the time, okay, all the time, is what I'm led to put in the video. A lot of my scriptures are coming from Proverbs because I believe there's something in following the things, the direction, the instruction in Proverbs. Especially with being a woman and being a housekeeper, taking care of the family. Because whether you work full-time or you're not, and I have been there, full-time, part-time. I have worked part-time and also homeschooled and like did it all, right? And I have worked full-time, I've worked night shift, day shift, evening shift, every kind of shift. I have killed myself. Girl, I have worked 2 jobs and worked 6 days a week at one point in my life, okay? Working 2 different jobs. So like I have done a lot and I have done it all. I did this when I was younger. So now that I'm getting this time, I feel like I'm getting a little bit of time back because I double dosed at one point in my life. So I feel like God is being graceful enough to give me enough, like some time back. And if I ever have to go back out, that's fine. But for now, this is a stage that I'm in. It's not even about have to. If I ever choose to, that's fine. But at this point in my life, I'm at a point where homemaking, family, and kids is extreme. Well, that will always be important to me, but but that is my absolute focus. So I want to make a beautiful environment for them to grow and live and reside in. And doing things like this is a part of that. Doing it low cost so that I'm not out there spending tons of money, and keeping the household budget very friendly is a part of my goal, right? I want to touch this stuff, but I'm like, I don't want to smudge it. So the next time I come on, so yeah, while I'm doing the live, and when I hit my goal, I hope I'll be in a momentum to be going live anyway, so it won't stop anything. I hope. Part of the reason why I never really wanted to go live before is honestly because I was scared. I was scared to talk to a camera on a live situation because I was like, sometimes my mouth is not my own. I might say the wrong thing. And I might be misunderstood. But it's okay. It's okay if I'm misunderstood. I'm not perfect. And if I'm hated, that's okay too. I will pray for my haters. And if I'm loved, I will pray for you too. So it really doesn't matter what the situation is. I don't live by man's statue. I live by God's statue. So at the end of the day, I'm sharing my home, my life, and the things that I like to do. And I really love to do decor related items. I'm surprised that I didn't become an interior decorator first. I don't know. I guess because I had more of a passion to care for human beings than to decorate. Like, decorating was a secondary passion, but my first will always be to care for people. That is my first. Clearly, I have a lot of kids. So that is always my first passion. And at the drop of a dime, I am taking care of somebody. If like somebody's ill, sick, drops on the ground outside, like I'm always in the go help mode. So it's still like embedded inside of me. I feel like that was just always intriguing to me, even growing up. It was very intriguing that you could help save a person's life and that you could make a person feel better somehow. Adam, is there like a hammer that I can hammer this down with? I don't have anybody else to call. I'm just calling Adam. Adam's not always going to be here. There'll be another one that I'll be constantly calling. A hammer.
You need a real hammer?
A real hammer. So I can hammer this thing down so it doesn't dry on me. Because I will be needing this for another DIY. It's a full can of paint. Because we are just going to DIY it up in here. Huh?
Want a mallet or a hammer?
I guess a mallet will work. Will it work?
Is it better for closing the paint can than
It's better?
Isn't it better?
No! I got paint on my sweater. This can't be. I got paint on my sweater, and let me see. Can I wipe some of it off? How do you get paint off clothes? Oh my gosh. Oh, I have more. Oh gosh, I gotta get off this light and go rub this stuff out of my clothes. This is not gonna work. You know, I was worried about that. I was like, I need a smock or something. I did good up until I saw that. Okay, we need to take this off. This needs to come off. Oh, you got me. Where's the mallet? You were fancy telling me about mallets. Where's the mallet? You brought me a hammer. This is my pink hammer. I bought this when Nick was deployed. Not the hammer, but like a whole toolkit. And then when he came home, it was like a cute little bag that I got from the depot. And then when my husband came home, he was like, this is so nice. It has all the tools. And guess what? He would tell me, bring me your toolkit. Mind you, he has real tools in like his drawers and whatnot. But he was like, bring me your toolkit. And I would keep bringing it to him and bringing it to him. And I kept telling him, put everything back. And what do you think happened? I don't even know what became of that toolkit. It just disintegrated slowly. Why do they always want to use everything that's not theirs? Why? I guess it just works better, smells better. I don't know. So maybe that's going to be something I'm going to have to get for myself. I own the toolkit once again. Okay, I don't want to overpower this because the last time I pounded it till it couldn't open anymore. I learned my lesson. That is it. Okay, guys. Don't leave without liking the video. And I am about to depart from the live. And I will be back. I'm going to be back. We're going to come back tomorrow. Tomorrow. How do you say that in French? Demain, I think. Tomorrow. We're going to come back tomorrow. And we are going to finish this thing up. I don't know if we're going to finish it entirely. Maybe. Maybe it'll like just take 2 streams to finish it up. So, you guys get some sleep and stay safe. We love you guys. And look out for the video. I should have been editing the one today. I was hoping to put it out tomorrow. But I don't like to put things out on Tuesdays. So, it's going to be, if it doesn't go out tomorrow, it will go out on Wednesday. So, you guys should look for a video on Wednesday. And that video is going to contain the whole makeover process. The next video, it's not going to be like a part 1, part 2. I'm just going to do the decorating process, and then we're going to be like doing a whole, no, sorry, I said decorating. Makeover process of the kids' game area. A little construction went on, a little teeny sprinkle of construction went on. And then I'm quite pleased with the way how it came out. It definitely looks different. Then we're going to do another video, possibly the next week. I'm thinking I'm going to put that one out, of the Decorate With Me process. What else do I have lined up for you guys? I do have other videos lined up, so stay tuned. And I would really like to get back on the vlogging tip. I do have an edited vlog. It's a little bit old. A couple of them, actually. I'm just going to put them out. So hopefully you guys will click and watch them. One is much shorter than the other. So hopefully I'll get those out. Hopefully. I hope. I'm not making a promise. I hope. And then what else do I have lined up for you guys? The Decorate With Me. Oh yes, I have a few other things. I think I have a Saturday morning reset. My kind of Saturday morning organization / reset video coming. So that's another thing that I have coming for you guys. So I love you guys. I will see you guys later. Please stay blessed, because you are blessed. Okay? You're blessed. And we absolutely love you guys. We enjoy the time that you spend. We love that you spend time with us. Get in the comment section in the chat box, please. Okay, because I feel like I'm just talking to myself at this point. And then we will see you guys tomorrow. Don't hold me to it, but it'll be tomorrow, hopefully, and not Wednesday. Tomorrow, because it won't be Tuesday. So in the evening hours, I will click back on and we'll finish this baby up. I don't know what time. I can't give you a time. But I'm going to try to see if I can. I don't know how to pre-schedule it like this. Maybe I can pre-schedule it. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure it out. I'm going to have to do some research. I just don't want to have a live that's going up and coming down and all this craziness. Worst case scenario, I will schedule a live, take that down, and then the real live will go up at the right time. Something like that. So we'll see. We will see you guys, you darlings. We will see you later. Okay? Ta-ta. Bye.